Now, these are the stages where funding takes place. The first one is pre-seed. The most common pre-seed funders are founders themselves. It's like what we just told you, bootstrapping. Pre-seed, when you are only doing what we are doing, actually, you're trying to get off the ground and develop your idea in the product or a service. It is the very first stage of your operations. So it's just a homework going on. The operations are taking place, but within your confines. You're trying to create a prototype, and if it is the technology, you are creating an alpha this prototype, then a beta prototype. It's within alpha is within the company, and beta is when you give your product or show it to a selected people, selected customers, or the ones who are known to you, and then find out its validity. At this stage, whatever funding takes place, it comes from bootstrapping, or it could also come from your relatives or your friends who may take some kind of an equity. Then the second stage comes where seed funding is required. It's perhaps the stage all of your startups are perhaps where angel investors, smaller sized VC firms and HNIs are involved. They invest there. It takes place when it's actually the first where external investors come in. Here, what you're doing, you are actually developing your product, doing market research, and the MVP, which is to be tested in the market, is to be done at this stage. So this is where you take the giant leap from your confines to the market. It's here where your go-to-market strategy is also to be tested and applied. So this is the stage where most of our kind of startups are placed. Here, the ticket size is, if it's an individual investor, it ranges from 25 lakhs to 50 lakhs. And the entire angel networking, what a startup looks at is about $2 crores maximum. That's the limit, ballpark figure again, where angel investment or VC firm investment at seed stage stays. It doesn't go beyond $2 lakh. So $2 million actually. I'm misinterpreting it. It's $2 million. Now we go to the Series A stage of funding. This is where initial traction takes place. This is where actual business happens. This is where your customers are glued and you have started earning revenue. And then once revenue is, you are getting revenue in, and your burn rate is going down, you are at a stage where you are breaking even. At this stage, you need funding to grow. This is where scaling up of the first stages takes place. Here, conventional VC firms, which are very famous, like Square Capital, IDG Capital, Google Ventures, Intel Capital, these firms invest, and their ticket size at Series 1, Series A is from $2 to $10 million. Then Series B, here new wave of venture capital firms invest, and at this stage, Y Combinator type of the best in the world, they come in, and they come at later stages also, where they invest, and the ticket size, again a ballpark figure, is from $25 to $50 million. It goes on like this, and then other series of funds also follow up. All this, it may go to C or D. Even after D, C or D, people go for IPO. And there could be other startups where there are specific requirements where they go for E or F also, where products are not only are enhanced, the market is improved, the larger sectors of market are tapped. Some startups go beyond their country's borders, they go global. These are those stages where startups are expanding their reach, expanding their products, going into new markets, going for acquisitions of other companies. When all this is happening, Series C, D, E, and F follow. After this is an IPO. There are only two stages after this. Someone may acquire your company and you take an exit, or you go for an IPO. Even NSE IPO is there, where you after 3 years of existence, you can go public, turn into a public company and go for an IPO. That is also the second path where startups can take an option. These two options are available. Either go for an IPO after 3 years through an NSE window, which is not the routine main window, or you can go through the series of funds and then finally end up with an IPO or through an exit by when your company is taken over by somebody else. These are the stages of funding, and I have not delved deeply into C, D, E, F because this is not the early stage funding. This is the later stage funding. So we are basically concerned with pre-seed, seed, and Series A funding for most of the startups that we are currently discussing.